Are you someone that would love to get fit and healthy, but you're struggling to find the time to give it 100%? This video is going to be for you. My name is David. I own Evolution Tralee. We're a coaching facility based in the Horn Centre, and we help our members get fitter, stronger, healthier, and overall just happier. In today's video, we are going to talk about time, and we're going to talk about the all or nothing approach, which is probably the biggest obstacle holding a lot of people back, that I meet anyway. So what I mean by the all or nothing approach is an individual that just comes in, talk to me, and we end up talking about time and realize that time is quite restricted. And then that person will kind of come to the, conclusion that, I can't give it 100% right now, so I'm just not going to start. And what ends up happening is the nothing, which is at the other end of the scale. So it's either give it your all or give it nothing. And this is a huge problem, and it affects, primarily most of the people that don't end up joining Evolution. That's usually the biggest obstacle. And it's very damaging, because if you have that mindset where I have to, life needs to be quiet and everything needs to be perfect for me to start doing something like this, the chances are you are never going to start, because life is super busy. It remains that way all throughout the year. When the kids go back to school in September, it definitely doesn't get any quieter. If anything, it gets busier. January is another time of year where, there's an influx of people coming in wanting to get fit and healthy. Christmas can be kind of a quietish period for some, very busy for others. But when January comes, people say, right, I'm going to do X, but then realize that January is just as tough as any other time of the year in terms of time commitments, and it just ends up at that nothing end of the scale again. So it's just trying to get out of that mindset that you don't have to be, in a perfect scenario in life where, things are pretty calm and pretty smooth and you have time here and there, because if you're trying to rely on that, you'll always end up at that nothing end of the scale and just end up doing nothing. Okay, so it's very important, to, look at goals and things that you want to achieve and try to figure out, can I make time in my week to make me feel X, to make me look like X, and just, figure that out for yourself. But the big thing is that you don't have to start going to the gym 3 or 4 times a week, to achieve your goals. Yes, there might come a point where you'll have to ramp up your training a little bit, or you just have to start, pushing your body a little bit more, to achieve an outcome. But, starting is probably the best thing you can do right now. And it's kind of committing to something, be it 3 20-minute walks every single week. Does that seem like a very easy task? Yes. Does it seem like something that mightn't help you get towards your goal? Maybe, but it's definitely better than doing nothing. And it's going to kickstart the routine of spending time in yourself, spending time exercising, spending time in your health. And it's just a great starting point to kind of kick things off. And you can build on that then over time. You'll start realizing once, I'd also recommend committing to certain days and times. Obviously, stuff pop up in a week where you need to change. But, if we go back to the walk scenario, you say I'm going to go for 3 20-minute walks a week. I'd actually pick 3 days and pick 3 times and try to stay as close to it as possible. Because if you can make that commitment to yourself and you do that for 2 or 3 weeks and you say, I'm after going for 9 walks in the last 3 weeks in and around the days and times that I said I was going to do it, maybe it is possible to, join a class, 2 days a week, because you're building that belief in yourself that you can do it and that you do have the time to do it. We're just spending it doing other things at the moment. I often compare it to like a business. If I wanted to start selling, say, something like, water bottles for the gym, I'm not going to give it all of my time and energy and attention until it starts becoming something that's worthwhile doing. So it might be something that I start on the side that I might spend 30 minutes a week doing. As something grows, then I'll start giving it a little bit more attention, because at the start, just say for example, it makes 20 euros in a week. Say the bottles are €5 and I sell 4 of them. I'm kind of there like, it made 20 euros. I'm not too worried about it. I'm just going to put in the same amount of effort again next week. Next week we start making 30 euros, 40 euros, 50 euros. Then I start realizing, right, this is actually great. I'm going to start putting more energy into this. Next thing, we start growing it that little bit more. The same goes with your walk. You start off You mightn't make any huge like fat loss gains or anything crazy off the charts by going for 3 20-minute walks, but you do start feeling a little bit better about yourself. Your confidence will go up and your self-belief will go up. Then you'll get that kind of bright spark moment where you're going to say, right, I'm going to give this a bit more energy because I love how I feel. Now what if I could actually figure out something that's going to help me, lose 10 pounds or, get more toned or build a little bit of muscle. That becomes a lot easier to achieve right there. So what are you going to do from today onwards? You are going to start doing something a little bit more that you're doing right now. Okay? So if you're starting from zero, just start with walking, commit to days and times. If you're currently going to the gym and you're, not making a ton of progress, you don't want to commit to a structured class or a personal training program, have a look at your week and see if you can kind of make that commitment to yourself to make the progress. If you want to come in and chat with me in Evolution, I do a service called a No Sweat Intro. It's just a 30-minute consultation where we chat about your goals, chat about what you need to do to achieve them, and if Evolution is a good fit for you, we can look at packages and options to get you started with your training. I hope you have a good day, and make sure you make good use out of this video and put it into action right away. Have a good one.